Hey guys, Jamie here, keeping it koi. Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new, welcome. I hope you earn your subscription today. So as you can see, I'm hot, I'm sweaty, and I'm back. Well, to me I'm back, to you I never left. Been very ill the last 3 or 4 weeks, so I haven't actually managed to get anything done outside at all. A bit of pottering around the garden and picking up leaves and dog stuff and all that malarkey, but that's about it. Been very poorly. So yeah, the last video of laying bricks you saw was to me about 4 or 5 weeks ago. To you was probably last week. So yeah, today I have got me dirties on. As you can see, I've just made a mix, just started laying a couple of bricks. Let's spin around and have a look. So yeah, as we saw on the last video, the back wall is finished and level. I'm now just starting to work up the corners and along the front wall. I've reinforced the window with an extra row of bricks and a bit of a tie in there as well. Not that it probably needed it, but solid concrete obviously under there to lay the bricks on. As I showed you before, there's a lump of concrete down that side, a lump of concrete down the back, which the middle support, so I'll get you over there behind there. Got 2 bricks there, and there's a row of bricks going up the back there as an extra middle support, and then there's a lump of concrete again down that side. And as you can see, it's still all back filled in. If I get out the light with stones and whatnot, I've got loads more stones to backfill the rest once it's all up. But yeah, that's basically the size of the window. That's the window frame, and as you can see, I've just gone up a bit of a course here and here. Still using the brick ties every now and then on the corners just to make sure. See a couple in down there as well. So yeah, everything's going good. So I am going to crack on. I've got the first bit in there, and then I've got a load more in there. So yeah, I'm going to crack on and get some bricks down. Snap back to you all in a bizzle. And by the power of YouTube, and voila, everyone loves a YouTube click. But yeah, that's all done. Let's go and have a look. So yeah, I'm quite happy with how it's turned out. So what I've done, not that it needed it, but what I've done is I've put an extra row of bricks in down here, and then cemented across the top, ready for whatever type of copings I go for. I've also got a cross brick going through there, again just for a bit of added support. Obviously that is on a solid concrete base under there, and again I've made a although it wasn't lined up perfectly, but I've made a half cross brick going in there as well. As you saw earlier on in the build, the concrete base that's under that is the same, each middle section, sorry, concrete base down there, concrete base in the middle there, which is supporting the middle pillar, and then obviously a lump of concrete down under there. Now the inside looks pretty neat and tidy as well. I did have to pull my return out and fill the hole in, because I completely forgot when I positioned it that obviously I'm going to be insulating this, and I hadn't left enough room for the insulation, so I will be core drilling that somewhere else in due course. But yeah, cleaned up the base as best I can. Obviously I've got to give the old bottom drainer a good wipe and empty before it gets fiberglassed. I think I am going to screed the floor. I think I've decided it's not perfectly even. Well, it's nowhere near perfect. So yeah, this floor's going to get screeded. I've also put a very smooth, nice layer of concrete along the top as well, ready for fiberglassing. So yeah, all looking good. Other than the screed floor, that's all the hard bits done, or hard work bits done. Pipe work and everything just becomes complicated, shall we say. But yeah, I'm happy with that. So I get asked quite a lot, how much do I feed my koi? Well, that's a hard thing to say because I've never actually weighed out the food that I do feed the koi. So today I'm actually going to spend a bit of time with you guys and show you exactly how much I actually feed the koi. So let's spin you around and have a look at what I do. Right, well, as you can see, I have a big bucket and 3 smaller containers. Over the years I've used lots of different containers for my general everyday feeding, and I've now found tubs that almost see me through to where I want to be. So the tub with the orange lid, that's what I feed the main pond, and that tub, once full, lasts me exactly a week. Occasionally I have to throw in a few separate handfuls if it's been really hot and they've been eating a lot. But the next tub size down, that's for the koi in the net that's in the main pond, and that usually sees me through to just over a week by half a day or so. So normally when that one runs out, I chuck the rest of that in the main pond. So either way, both tubs last me a week. And then the tiny little tub is what I use for the fry, just because it's easy and convenient, because they get 10 times more feeds, but that only lasts me 2 or 3 days. Unfortunately, I can't do the exact mix that I would normally do because I'm running low on food. You'll see up there I've only got 1 bag of sake hikari up there. I've actually got another one which I'll be going to grab in a second. That's for the smaller fish, and in there is normally absolutely full to the brim of aqua sauce all seasons with garlic, and unfortunately at the minute that is empty. But what I do have is half a tub left of the Japan Koi Imports food, which they absolutely love, and that's with colour boost as well. I've got the 4mm or the medium and the small sake hikari. I also normally have another bag of hikari, but you'll see at the very top there as well, I do have a bag of Carp Catcher's marine halibut pellets, which from back in the days working at the carp farm, they're actually really quite good for your koi with the amount of oils and everything that they have within them, and fats and everything, so they get a little bit of that as well. So I'm going to go grab the other bits of food that I'm missing, and we'll get these tubs weighed and filled up. Right, so I've got everything I was missing. I've got the sake hikari small, that's almost empty now as well. I've got me junior premium because I need to mix that now in with the rest of the fry food, and yeah, pretty much ready to go. That's all the food I've got left. So let me grab me scoop and we'll start mixing. Right, so first thing we need to know is how much do the tubs weigh. So I'll turn on the old scales. The big tub, I'm going to write this down so I don't forget, weighs 146 grams. The medium tub weighs 117 grams, and then the small tub 65, and I think the big tub jumped down to or the medium tub jumped down to 116 as well, so we'll change that in the book. So now we know how much the tubs weigh, we get a mix in. Now I usually have a routine of how many scoops of each one of the foods I feed I give, and it generally fits in the tub quite well, so I'm going to have to guesstimate, and obviously the weights won't be 100% spot on this occasion because they are slightly different foods, but the principle's the same. So I'm going to start off with Japan Koi Imports food. This is Japan Koi Imports colour mix. It's got 6mm pellets and 3mm pellets all mixed together, so it's ideal for a pond like mine with mixed size fish. So normally they'd only get 1 scoop of this, but as I'm out of my everyday koi food, which is the actual all seasons with garlic, they're getting 3. Then get a scoop of the Queni Koi Health and Vitality, and then get a big scoop of the Carp Catcher's marine halibut pellets, and then lastly they get a couple of scoops of Sakiakari. About chucking it everywhere. That then all gets mixed together like so, and then if my measuring has been as accurate as it normally is, that should fill this tub all the way up. Fingers crossed. I have once before done this and tipped it absolutely everywhere, so apologies if I'm concentrating, because it took me hours to clean up before. Nala helped. She ate half of it, the birds got the rest of it. There is a little bit left in there, but what we generally do is give it a little tap. I have over scooped a little bit this time, but that's no problem. It does get full right to the very, very top. And that is a week's worth of pond food for my main pond. So what we do, pop the lid on, and now we'll come back to the weighing of these later and see how much they actually weigh. Now I'm going to do the fish that are in the net, so they don't get the Sakiakari medium, they get the Sakiakari small. All I'm basically doing is leaving what's in there, because they roughly get the same type of mix anyway, just slightly smaller varieties of pellets. So the net gets 1 scoop of Sakiakari, a scoop and a half of the Koi Vitality. I normally get half a scoop of the Japan Koi Imports mix, but as there was quite a bit left in the bucket. And then again, both of these normally would have aqua sauce, all seasons with garlic, and normal Hikari Gold in there. But the drum's on a proper clean today. I have just fed the fish, by the way, so that's probably why the drum is going off. These guys also get some marine halibut pellets, but these guys get the smaller version. As you can see, it's nice and oily, helps with their skin, do that. And then because of the temperatures of late and the pond being a steady 21 degrees over the last couple of days, they also get, sorry I'm in the way of the camera, they also get a bit of what I'm feeding the actual fry as well at the minute, just a little bit, because it's extra high protein. That then all gets mixed up and we pour it in. Right, now normally, as I say, whatever's left in this goes to the main pond on the last day anyway, so I'm not too bothered if it's not filled right to the top, but that's about roughly where I have it. And then lastly, it's the fry food, and as I say, this gets used every 2 to 3 days of the fry food, and all I basically do is chuck it in there and fill it up. But I do want to add some more 2 mil pellet, because some of the fry is still not massive. So I'll top up my fry bucket with some extra 2 mil. There is 2 mil already in there, but there's just more 3 mil than there is 2 mil. And the powder stuff you can see is dried Daphnia. I love their dried Daphnia. Like so. And so I know where my scoop is. That gets shoved in there. That's it clean. lid back on the bucket. Birds don't get it. So I leave that bucket out under the pergola because I'm constantly in there filling it up. Right, now let's look at how much these weigh. So the large tub weighs 1790 when full. The medium tub for the net weighs 1361, 62, 61, we'll go with 61. And the fry tub weighs 593. And there you have it. That is how much I feed my koi. Now the maths whizzes out there would have probably already worked it out. So in the big tub, minus the weight of the tub itself, there was 1790 grams. So minus the weight of the tub, food wise is 1 kilogram 644 grams. In the medium sized tub for the fish in the net, after the tub, was 1 kilogram 255 grams of food. And in the smaller tubs, 528 grams. Now bear in mind, I do fill that up 2 to 3 times a week. So on the basis of this test, we'll say just 2 times a week, just in case it gets colder. Just as a, so we get an idea of how much food I'm feeding. And the drum roll for the total is 3 kilos 955 grams. Now, as I probably do fill up the fry tub a bit more than that, I'm just going to round it up and say about 4 kilos of food a week, which is a lot of food. You don't realise how much food you're actually feeding your koi when you've got as many fish as I have. People always ask how many I've got in the main pond. 30. Few now in the net. Some people have been and collected their fish. There are still a few fish left to have new homes, so if you haven't seen that video, go and check it out. But yeah, just crazy. I've still got probably a couple of hundred fry left in the fry pond. A few of them have now gone to their new homes as well. People that have come to buy some fish out of the main pond, I've let take a few of the smaller fry home with them as well. So yeah, surprising, isn't it? 4 kilos. No wonder I get through a fair whack of food, which is why I'm waiting for the show, so I can hopefully get some bargains, get me another big sack of All Seasons with garlic, that's the aqua sauce, a couple more little bags probably of Saki Hikari, another largish bag of the Hikari Gold, and yeah, when I run out of JKI food, I'll probably nip down there and get a bag of his as well, or a bucket of his. Always buy the buckets. That is that. So 4 kilos of food, that's how I mix it. Why do I mix it, people ask? If it was me, no matter how healthy the food is, I like a bit of variety on my plate. I wouldn't want to eat the same thing day in and day out, and I treat my koi in the same way. I wouldn't like a plate of, say, just a lettuce leaf, but if I'm having a salad, I don't mind a bit of lettuce, a bit of chicken, a bit of cucumber, a bit of tomato, and that's what I try and give to the koi, a little bit of variety. That way, if they're not into one thing on the day, they can eat the other. So that's why I do it, that's how I do it, and that's how much I feed my koi. Oh yeah, and don't forget, they also get a good handful of mealworms, a good couple of times a week, so they get that on top as well. But yeah, obviously we're at the show this coming weekend. This video's out on the Saturday. I'll be down at the show on Sunday, so if you do see me down the show, come and say hello, come and shake my hand. Be good to meet some of you guys out there. Yeah, so on that note, guys, like the video if you haven't already. If you want to see what fish I've still got for moving on, check out that video up there. For those of you that are going to be down at the show on the Sunday, come and say hello, shake my hand, be great to meet some of you, and we will catch you all on the next one.